I've got my Alpinestars web Goretex boots ready to be winterized, and this is how I do it. First I had to wash the boots thoroughly with cold water. First outside a little bit with the garden hose, and then a little better wash on the inside, and then dry it immediately. Wipe it dry so that the leather doesn't soak full with water, because that takes days to dry, seriously, when the leather is saturated. So just the surface so that it's clean. If you lick it and it's not salty from road salting or whatever, then it's clean. Alright, then I have here a box of this mink oil, which has a lid like so you can read it, and it's 3 ounces 85 grams. It says on the box, I melted it as I heated it up in the micro for 42 seconds on a 1500 watt micro. It says, so I'm not gonna tilt it if you don't mind. Ideal for leather and vinyl. Helps condition, waterproof and prevent salt stains. When used properly, it'll keep articles soft and supple and extend their life. Use on shoes, jackets, purses, boots, saddles and tack. Alright, and then it says, apply with a dry cloth, rub well into article, allow 5-10 minutes to dry and wipe off. Polish with clean towel. For a high shine, you may use a cream or paste polish after mink oil. For work boots, apply a second coat and let stand overnight. Caution, may darken certain leathers. Always test on a small, unseen area before overall use. So, to speed up the process, that's why I put it in the micro, and you can see it's got a skin on it now, somewhat like molten candle wax that begins to solidify. So it's not too hot, but I can spread it on the boots, and the oil, because it's mink oil, yes. So at some temperature from mink butter, it changes or turns into mink oil. So once it hits the relatively cold leather, which is at room temperature, it kind of behaves like a little bit like candle wax. It looks like it freezes to the surface, but not really. It also freezes to the finger. Maybe I'm gonna warm it up just a little more to make sure it soaks in more. This Alpinestar web Goretex pair of boots here were not entirely waterproof, and I was unhappy with them, but since 2 coats of this mink oil, they are fantastic and they are flawless and they are problem free. So this is what I do. Instead of saturating a rag with this mink oil and then wasting some of the mink oil that stays in the rag, I do this, and overnight it soaks into the leather. And better yet, leave it for the whole weekend and just leave it alone. So I have quite a bit of Pacific Northwest torrential downpours here, because this is a temperate climate rainforest that we have here. So you can see it's working fantastically well. I'm gonna heat it up a little bit, and so it's gonna soak in even better, and especially the seams where the stitching goes through. I treat it with double or triple coat. So this goes a little bit beyond the instructions that's explicit on the box, or on the box, but this has been working fantastically well for me. And one of these treatments lasts through the entire winter, and then summer and fall, and when it's rainy again, I hit it again with another coat or double coat of this. No issues since whatsoever. Now it's a little more liquid and not so waxy. It stinks. It has a rancid smell, like oxidized oil, but it works fantastically well. It's nice and warm, so we'll check it out in about 2 days time or so to see how looks. It's fantastically easy to work it into the leather, just like so. Oh yeah, we'll come back for a second coat. I especially want to put double coat here at the fold. Yeah, just like so. So, it's nice going. We'll check it back in 2 days' time. After about 12 hours, the product of course is fully solidified, and I see that the leather took in the oil unevenly. There are some dry spots there in the crease. Over here as well. There, some dry spots there and there. I forgot to place the boots over the heater where the hot air comes through, right around here. So forgot to mention that. Place it over it so the wax is still being absorbed by the boot. And this is how the finished product looks like after 2 full days of drying over the floor grill with rising heat coming up, as well as I use this oil-filled radiator at a low setting, same rising heat. So the wax has been soaked into the leather pretty well, especially important around these creases in the leather. Along the stitches there's some wax residue there, so that's pretty good there. I trust the boot there. I especially check the edges and cuts in the boot, so maybe I want to go over just a few spots such as that. A little bit of cut that coincides with the edge of the sole here that comes up along the side. Just some of the cuts maybe. Let's see, what do I have here at the front? That's another cut there. Yeah, it's not delaminating, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go over it just there one more time lightly. So that's another 2 days. Yeah, when I see wax residue there, that's good. I'm happy with that stuff. That should last me through the winter or rainy season, which is about 6 months. Alright, so that's how they look like when they are almost